All right, testing. Are you going to test it or is this working?
Live.
All right, we're live.
Live.
That's what the countdown was for. All right. Anybody on the live stream, thanks for tuning in. Testing out Hojo's brand new system, which seems to be working fantastic. Is this one on? Yep. All right. Hey. Do we have all 7 of the junior women, or did we cut to 5 yesterday? We have a few more up top. We're close. Almost time to start the second day of nationals. Thanks for everyone that came out in the slightly colder hours to support. We're going to kick this thing off strong. These ladies are going to go as big as possible because they want to put themselves in a good position going into finals.
Okay. I'll get you to do this.
Thanks. I'll just see it. Oh, we have 7 dropping 2, right?
We have 7 dropping 2.
Yeah. Semis. All right. All right, there's going to be 7 girls paddling. We're going to be dropping 2 to make it to finals. It'll be 2 rides, best ride count. So it's really important to get your highest score because yesterday with 2 rides combined for the position. And then today, they want to go as big as possible on 1 ride, and then they can be in a good position in finals because if you are higher up in the standings in finals, you get to watch all the other competitors, so you get to see what they are doing. And when it comes to the final rides in finals, you know exactly what you need to either beat to get to the top of the leaderboard, or if you want to hold on to the top and things like that, or even just get onto the podium. So even though we're cutting to 5 and we still have 1 more round, it is really important to have the best ride possible because it helps a lot to go later on in the finals. And now we're stranded. I'm glad you got to change of clothes.
You know the
Oh, yeah.
order? We got that street cheat sheet.
Yeah.
That makes me sick.
We are not being antisocial on our phones. We have a list of information for each of these paddlers, so that way we can talk about all the cool things they've done, make sure we get all the other info right.
Here's your order.
All right, so the order is going to be Sophia, then Anna, Ivy, then Collins, then Chloe, McKinley Kate, and Mary Claire. Oh no, sorry, Mary Claire, then McKinley Kate. They're both it's MC and MK. It looked very similar to me. Once again, they are going to have 2 rides, best ride count. All right, we are about to kick off Sunday, second day of nationals. This is the final day, and we're starting out strong with the junior women's semifinals. Coming up first is Sophia.
Sophia's been dropping in the feature here soon. Sophia is 15 years old from Charlotte, North Carolina. Local girl. Woo.
Starts off with an entry 1. You'll see some of these girls start from above, some below. The reason why some will go from above is when they hit the feature. If they do something like she just did, there's 3 different levels of scores that you can get. And for that one, it's likely an entry 1, meaning it will be 30 points. Up, up, up. Unfortunately, flushing on the spin, but the good news is that Eddie is moving upstream. She could get back in fast, and in Charlotte, there's a lot of opportunity to paddle a lot. But she got back in, wasting no time. Unfortunately, going a little bit in the backwash. Oh no, you got it. You still got time. These rides are 60 seconds long, and if you look, there's actually a clock on the island. You can see how much time they have left. She still has 15 seconds.
Up, up.
She's back in the hole, setting up. Looks like she's going to go for a loop. Does she get it? Oh, unfortunately, doesn't quite get the initiation. So that will do it for her first of 2 rides. She's still stoked. So you'll notice that in the feature, she did get some spins, which is a full 360. It's about 10 points. But that's why it's important to do something like an entry move, because even though she didn't get all the other tricks she wanted, she got points at the start of the ride. So she already has points on the board, assuming that the judges gave her those tricks that she went for. Oh, a coffee. Should I check on the coffee? Try to think. See if the
40 points, 4-0.
All right, looks like she came in with 40 points. Great start. We are going to be announcing the scores after each ride because, again, you want to know what you need to either stay in that top 5 or make it into the top 5 for finals later today. Up next,
Now
we have Anna.
From Charlotte, North Carolina as well. Local girl.
Starts with a nice loop. That's a lot of points right off the beginning. So the way this works is when they go for tricks, each trick has a definition of how it needs to be completed, and there's 3 judges on the island. Each judge can decide whether or not they feel that the trick was done that matches the definition. And for that one, that looked like a really nice front loop, basically a front flip, which is worth a lot of points. And now she is back in the feature, ready to get some more. Looks like she's going to go for a Space Godzilla, which is a front flip with a half twist. Again, these judges are looking very meticulously to see if each trick is done as it needs to be completed. So that way they want to give them as many points as possible, but they do have to do the trick to the best of their ability. Unfortunately, kind of flipping over and flushing out. Looking a little out of breath. It is exhausting doing this for 60 seconds straight, and that will do it for Anna's first of 2 rides. That was a great start.
Next up, we're going to have Ivy. She is 15 years old. This is her hometown, local hero. She has slalom, but has been slowly getting more into freestyle in the last year.
And it looks like Anna will come in with a 113, a very high score. It looks like that a few of the judges decided whether or not to give some extra points. That's why there's some strange numbers, but the loop was great. And now we're heading into Ivy, first of 2 rides, dropping in. Go for it.
Entry 1, just flushing. Well, that's no problem. She'll get back up there, lots of time.
Unfortunately, even if you do the biggest trick you've ever seen in your life or done in your life, you do have to land the tricks in the feature for it to count. So if you flush out of the feature, the judges are less likely to be able to give it because you need to maintain it in the feature. That's why you see people not doing things off to the side of the river. Everything needs to be done in the feature. She went for a loop, didn't quite go as perfect as we've seen her hit before. We'll see if the judges give it. But luckily, she still looks like she got a spin, so she's got some points on the board. A huge loop! Oh, unfortunately, didn't quite pull it through. She got a lot of pop, but unfortunately didn't quite get the second half of that trick. So she'll flush pretty far down, but she still had 10 seconds to get back after you got it. If you get in there and initiate the trick before the buzzer, it can count. You have 3 seconds left. You can do it. And that will be it for her first of 2 rides. Well done. Lost the start order. How much? 6.6. All right, she came in with 6.6 points. We've seen her get some higher scores from yesterday and in practice, so it looks like 2 of 3 judges gave her a spin. So she has 1 more ride to try to improve on that. We will find out a lot more when each girl has finished their first rides. We're going to have a much better sense of what is going to be needed to make it into finals. There's 7 of them. 5 will make it into finals for this afternoon.
All right, here comes Collins, 14 years old from Charlotte, North Carolina. She recently made her first U.S. team. Went for an entry 1. Let's cheer her on. Come on, Collins.
You got it.
Nice spin.
Setting it up. Oh, almost accidentally initiating a Space Godzilla. Almost pulled it off. but unfortunately, looks like she didn't quite get enough air. Oh, going for it again, hitting what's called the dead water underneath. Basically what happens, there's some slow water underneath the feature that can be a little funky and it kind of throw off your tricks sometimes. But she still has a lot of time left to try to get a big trick, setting up for that loop. Does she get it? Big Space Godzilla. Hopefully that will count because that was nice and aerial. The front loop, when you do the front loop, it has to be straight, but it doesn't require air. Whereas the Space Godzilla, you have to get air, and that was right on the buzzer. That was a beautiful Space Godzilla. Oh! That loop was absolutely massive, but unfortunately, it was after the buzzer. But I hope that she can pull that off on her next ride. Sorry, my wife's calling. If you want to get the next one, I'll check on my wife.
Okay.
Yeah. Chloe.
Next up in that pink, beautiful boat, we have Chloe, 18-year-old from Columbus, Georgia. That is one of EJ's boats. Got that nice Apex logo on the side. Sweet carbon boat. She's a two-time USA team member, competed at Germany and Worlds this last year, and she was 7th at Columbus Worlds.
All right, we are into the top 3 from prelims. 210? All right, we have a huge score for Collins, 210 points. Beautifully done. That was a really, really good ride. That is the highest one we've seen so far, and that is a great score to put her in a good position to potentially make it into finals. Coming up next, we got Chloe.
Entering from below, setting up, nice space.
Chloe with a very great choice of color with pink. Oh, going for the loop. Kind of turning in a little bit of a Space Godzilla, but no air. There's the loop. Does she get it? That was a lot of air. We'll see if the judges give it. It wasn't as straight as some of the ones we've seen her do, but in the end, as long as the judges feel like they can give it, she'll get those points. Spinning the setup again. Going for another Space Godzilla again. Unfortunately, flushing on that one. She still has a lot of time, though. 22 seconds. You have plenty of time to get in there and get some more points. It really helped to get a high score on your first ride to give you kind of a little, put yourself at ease a little bit going into the second ride. So she wants to get the best ride possible. Right now, she has 10 seconds left to go for the loop. Unfortunately, another Space Godzilla, this time not quite able to land it. Even though it's cool to see these tricks done, you can only do each trick once. So even if you do 3 massive loops in a row, only one of them count. But sometimes you will see people go back and do multiple tricks, multiple tries of the same trick, because sometimes you don't feel like you got it. 110, 110 for Chloe. We've seen her get bigger scores, but that is still a great start. Again, there are 7 of them, and we will be cutting to 5. Best ride will count. Yesterday was combined, but today it's 2 rides, 1 count. So again, it really helped to go as big as possible to get that high score to give yourself the best chance of making it into finals.
Next up, we have Mary Claire, a Hargrove, and a beautiful dreamboat, possibly made by her brother, probably. Going for entry 3, looks nice.
Beautiful entry 3, so that trick is worth a lot of points right off the bat. So no matter what happens for the rest of the ride, she's already got a lot of points. Go for a Space Godzilla. Not as much air under the boat. We'll see if the judges give it, but it was executed really nicely. So I hope they do because the rotation and the landing was perfect. On beautiful front loop. Oh, almost linking it into another trick. But she's still in the hole. Oh, there's another one, but unfortunately flushes on that one. He was super retentive on that first window shade, but unfortunately the second one wasn't quite as retentive. What's funny, that trick, the window shade, basically a roll in the hole, used to actually be worth points back in the day. Even was used to win a world championships in '97. So it's always interesting that maybe we should bring it back. And going for a Space Godzilla the other way, unfortunately flushing downstream. Again, even if you do the trick perfectly, you do have to land in the feature. and the judges have to be able to see if they felt you stuck it close enough to the feature that they give it. She's setting up again, and that will do it for her first of 2 rides. 9-0? 290. All right, coming in with a huge score of 290. That is a fantastic start. That is a big score that will definitely give her a really good chance of being in finals. Unfortunately, we're only dropping 2 of these girls going to finals, but they all want the chance to paddle this afternoon. So that is a great start. I have a feeling that'll be a very sufficient score to put her in a good spot to make finals.
Another Hargrove, Mary Claire's sister, Austin Dreamboat. She's got one hurt shoulder, but she is super talented paddler, and she knows exactly how to paddle, even with one arm hurt.
Beautiful entry 3, straight into a front loop. A little bit in the backwash. We'll see if the judges give it. That'll be right on the line, but she paddled back in super fast into a Space Godzilla. Not as much air under the boat. Again, that whole boat needs to come out of the water at some point during that trick to count. Going a beautiful front loop. That will most definitely count, but in the end, it is up to the judges. Setting up again. She's halfway through her ride and has not flushed yet. Going for a cartwheel to the right, 2 vertical ends back to back. And she still had lots of time to set up these more big tricks, going for a McNasty, a trick we're going to see a lot of. That's where you start in a back surf, do a 180 rotation into a front flip. A very awesome trick, very fun to do here. It looks like she's setting it up. Beautiful McNasty to the left, worth a ton of points. She still has 10 seconds left. What's she going to go for? Back loop. Unfortunately, hitting the dead water and flushing out, but that is the first time she flushed on that ride, spending the whole time in the hole. That will be a lot of points. That was a fantastic ride. All right, a absolutely massive score, 470. That is a huge score. That will put her at the top of the leaderboard at the moment, and she was in first after prelims. So now we are going to go back to the top of the order, and we're going to know who is currently sitting in the dangerous place of 6th and 7th that they want to move up, and who is currently in the finals. So we'll find out right now, so that way these girls know what they need. Right now, Ivy is in 7th, Sophia is in 6th, Chloe is in 5th. Sorry, lost the list. Anna's in 4th, Colin's in 3rd, Mary Claire's in 2nd, and McKinley Kate in 1st. Right now, to get into the top 5, you need more than a 110. Make sure you clear the eddy. All right.
Trying to set up for a loop there. You got Sophia. Let's cheer her on.
She still has 15 seconds. She still has enough time. Oh no, she's in the backwash. She might flush from there. You still got 10 seconds. Don't give up. You got it. Go, go, go. She's tired. This is exhausting out here. Unfortunately, she does flush on that setup, and that will do it for her second of 2 rides. Give her a big hand. That was a great time. She's still stoked. In the end, all of this is fun. It's just kayaking, and she looked like she still had a great time. All right, her second ride was 30 points, so she will stay with her first ride of 40. We don't have the official results yet, but I'm not sure if that was enough to put her into the top 5. Up next, I believe, is Anna.
Anna getting set up. She's working on her spaces, split wheels.
And a nice front loop. That was almost perfectly straight. The judges, when the tricks land, they need to be facing upstream in a window of 45 degrees. So that one, she was pointing directly at us, which means she was probably outside of that window. But the good news is that first one looked really nice. If I remember correctly, she is currently sitting in 3rd place. I need to look at that list again, but right now, go for a Space Godzilla. Not as much air under the boat. We'll see if the judges give it. She is currently in 4th place. She right now has one person that can knock her down, but at this point she should be safely through the finals. But she wants to sit in a higher position in finals, so that way she can watch the other rides and know what she needs to do to get a high podium position in finals. And that will do it. She got the loop on the buzzer. We'll see. Still a great second ride. That would give it up for Anna. That's the second of 2 rides. That was a great job. That loop at the end was right at the buzzer. I'm not sure the judges will give it, but she had already done that trick earlier in the ride, assuming that the judges gave it. So we'll see.
200 improved score, staying place.
Okay. All right, she does improve her score up to 200 points. That keeps her in the 4th place position. So that means that right now she should be safely in finals, but there's only one person that's not in right now that could knock her lower, if I'm not mistaken.
Here comes Anna. Entry 1, perfect. Nice spin on that shoulder, setting yourself up.
Oh, they're all celebrating, getting a little close. They're all going for a Space Godzilla, kind of on her head. We'll see if the judges give that one. She wants to get a big score. Goes for the loop. Oh, doesn't quite pull it through. Like I said, it was pointing straight at us, so I'm at about 90 degrees, which means the judges may not give it, but that was a Space Godzilla. That was aerial, and she landed it straight. There's a very good chance the judges will give that. So, in the end, hopefully this will be an improvement on her first ride, because so far it's looking like it definitely will. If somebody could grab the coffee cup. Oh, big ender. That was a lot of air, but unfortunately flushed out of the feature. Everyone in the eddy, there is a coffee cup if you don't mind grabbing, so that way there's no trash in our rivers. I give it up for Ivy. That was a great ride. Chloe or someone, there's a coffee cup in the eddy if you want to grab it, so that way we can pull the trash out. It might have already sank. I think they're biodegradable, so hopefully it'll be all good. Currently just waiting for Ivy's score. Again, 2 rides, 1 count. All right, she got 140 points, currently sitting in 5th. So if I'm not mistaken, everybody that's in 5th is our final, or in the top 5 are our finalists right now.
Next up, we have Collins.
The next 4 are in, right?
She just looks happy, excited to paddle.
The next 4 are good, right?
Tons of air, right into his space. She retains.
The next 4 are still in, already in, right?
For the space,
Yeah.
other side.
So they're all, oh,
Another loop.
okay.
Great start. Doing a right spin on the shoulder, setting up.
Going for a Space Godzilla, a little bit on the head, but she's already got a lot of great tricks in this ride, and she still has 30 seconds left. She's only halfway done. Goes for a huge Space Godzilla. I hope the judges give it, because that will be worth a lot of points. When you see a trick go really big and aerial like that, the judges can decide to give a bonus to give you more points. So when you see something big and special like that, there's a chance they got even more points than when they just simply score it. And she got 10 seconds left. You're not done yet. If you get it, this is your last ride, last chance to get more points. 3 seconds left. If she initiates it, she'll get it. We'll see what happens. And the bow goes down, unfortunately, flipping over.
Great ride.
Oh, up next, I believe it's Chloe. Chloe, out of the last 3 paddlers, I believe is the only one that is currently not in the top 5. I believe Chloe is in 6th place right now. In a second, we will find out what she needs to get into the top 5 by hearing that 5th place score currently.
306, 30 seconds.
All right, a huge score for Collins, 306 points, moving into second place. All right, we will find out the fifth place score right now, so that way Chloe knows what she needs to get into the top 5. All right, to get into the top 5, Chloe, you need a 140. 140 to get into the top 5. Chloe is the only one right now who is not in finals that still has one more ride. She can definitely do it. She's got lots of tricks, and this is it. This is her one chance to be able to compete this afternoon. She needs 140 points. Let's see what happens. Setting it up for a beautiful front loop. Lots of air. That was perfectly executed. She's off to a great start. Looks like over Space Godzilla. A little bit off to the side, but I think it's landed straight enough. As long as it lands in that window, the judges can do it. Another big loop. That one may be even worth a huge bonus because that was a lot of pop. Setting it up again. I think she would like one more trick. Go for a split wheel. That's 2 vertical ends with a 180 twist. She's still got half of her ride. She can definitely do this. She needs 140 points.
Space ball to the left. Not quite retaining, but that's no problem. She can get one more trick if she hustles. She's got it.
5 seconds left. Get it initiated. You got it. Does she get, oh, huge Space Godzilla to the right. Even though she already, that was a beautiful, beautiful finish. It's a lot of pressure when you're not quite in, and she had a huge ride even with all that pressure. We'll find out in a second what she had. We will see if it's enough. And she makes it in with 360 points, moving into second place. That was, oh, I apologize, 316. This is what happens when you put the deaf guy on the mic. 316, still a huge score, so that puts her in second place. So now that means we know who the top 5 are, but up next, we have Mary Claire and then McKinley Kate, both in first and second after prelims, and I believe they're probably in a similar position now after first rides. They are both, if I'm not mistaken, safely in finals, but they will both want to be on top of the leaderboard going into finals, because when you are last to go, you are the last chance. If you're in 5th place in the last ride of finals and you are first going into finals, you know exactly what you need to either get on the podium or win it all. So it's really helpful to be high up on the leaderboard going into finals.
Going for that entry 3. Want to see if the judges give it to her. Just catching an edge. Working to get set up. Back on the pile.
Huge
Nice.
front loop. Perfectly executed. All these girls have been competing lots of different places all over the world, so they know how to stay cool, calm, and collected. Going for a nice Space Godzilla there. Not sure if it was fully aerial, but the good news is sometimes if it's done right, the judges can actually give a cartwheel for it because it matches the definition of 2 vertical ends. But she's still setting up. She's got half her ride left to go huge.
Plenty of time still. Up.
She still has 10 seconds left for her second of 2 rides. Like I said, she is currently in finals already, but wants to be as high up on the leaderboard as possible. Unfortunately, Flushing might be a little bit tired, and that will do it. All right, that was a great ride. Wasn't as good as her first one. I have a feeling her first ride will be the score she sticks with. Oh, I stand corrected. That did improve her score with a 316 as well. But because her first ride was higher than Chloe, that breaks the tiebreaker and she will sit in second place. So last paddler is McKinley Kate. She is currently in first and she will remain in first going into finals. So that means all she can do now is try to get an even higher score and essentially treat it like a practice ride for later, but she wants to see how big she can go.
You've been in this position before, Nate. Pretty fun ride to stage right here. Just gotta have fun the whole throwdown. Nice SG3.
Oh, huge loop. Oh, almost into an orbit. Another huge loop with the clean bonus. When you don't use your paddle to execute a trick that you normally would need your paddle, that's called clean. I'll go for a tricky roo. And when you do something clean, that means that you get a bonus. So all of these things, it comes down to strategy and what you feel comfortable you can hit. In a minute, does she get the tricky roo? Unfortunately flushes, but that was really close. Give it up for McKinley Kate. Still got 20 seconds. She wants to go big. She's just trying to hit all these hard tricks in the ride. Sometimes one big trick can be the difference. Going for a phonics monkey. Nicely done. It's a full 360 rotation into a front loop. And it's got 5 seconds left. What big trick will she go for now? Well, for back loop, unfortunately flushing, and she claimed it and flipped again for good measure. Give it up for McKinley Kate and all your junior ladies. They all paddled amazing. Some even under pressure had their biggest scores, and that was a lot of fun to watch, kept it exciting, and all these girls are absolutely crushing it. I've got to figure out this. I got to call in OC real quick, but 296, 396. All right, coming in with 396, another huge score for him. That was a fantastic semifinals. So 5 of these girls will get to compete in finals later this afternoon, later today. That was a great final. Yeah, that was great. Let's work.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Let's got to figure out cabin real quick. Oh my God.
right, Spencer. It's the Hojo. I'm joined with Spencer here. We're going to kick off the junior men's. Spencer, why don't you run down this first heat of junior men?
All right. We're going to start it off with Marcus, followed by Jaden, followed by Oliver, followed by Brewer, followed by Daniel, and then Matisse. Matisse will be a ghost and is not a part of the cut. We'll be cutting the 5 athletes after this round.
That's right. We call him a ghost because Matisse is a Canadian citizen. This is the USA Freestyle National Championships. But in the spirit of good sportsmanship, we are absolutely going to let people compete. They're just not going to be a U.S. national champion, but they'll get a place overall. And what it means, though, is that we have 11 in this semifinal round, where normally we would just have 10. So we have 10 U.S. competitors, and Matisse, who came in, I believe, 6th place, or 5th place, it looks like. 6th place, yep.
6th place.
He is allowed in to compete, but he won't be in the medals. And having a great time all the way from Montreal, coming to us. He also participated in World Championships this year for Canada.
Yeah, several of our athletes out here today went to the World Championships. In the second heat, we had Colin and Mateo, with Mateo finishing 2nd overall in the Junior World Championships.
Yeah, a really good class, a nice shootout here. Here at the Nantahala Outdoor Center in Western North Carolina. This is quite the location if you guys ever get a chance to come out and paddle. Check it out, the Appalachia Trail. Not Appalachian Trail, I'm told. Appalachia Trail.
I think I mispronounce it every time.
So we are about ready to get going. I'm going to check in. What do you think? All right. We think we're going to get going here shortly. All right, let's kick it off here. Take it away with Marcus Mortel.
All right. If I were to guess, Marcus is going to drop in and try and do an entry 2. Coming down to the feature with that beautiful entry 2. Almost looking into some cartwheels, resetting. Now he's looking for some sort of aerial trick. Marcus is known for huge aerial tricks. Space to the right, into a nice big loop. Unfortunately, I don't think he got the clean bonus on that one. He's been looking for that all weekend. He's resetting once again. He just got that carbon boat on Friday, so he's been having a lot of fun paddling it. Again, unfortunately, not getting that space to the left that he was looking for. Resets on that right shoulder again, looking for a spin to the right, into a cart, split wheel.
Still on that right Space Godzilla. That was a good recovery. He was trying to sort of get out, reset, just spun right into a good spot as he is cleaning up his right here, right at the end for the McNasty. Oh, and unfortunately flushes, fighting it back up. And that'll be time for Marcus's first ride. Semifinal format, 2 rides, 1 ride counts.
That was a good start for him, but I definitely think you can see an improvement.
I saw a right spin link for a shove it, but he may have not done enough of the spin.
Don't pay attention to the
Part of the shove it, but I thought he had done a spin before.
Our next athlete is going to be Jaden Allison. Jaden coming up to us from the
both ends were too low.
great state of Pennsylvania.
Exactly the same.
I'm pretty sure.
If you think one was in,
All right, from the great state of Pennsylvania. He's probably known more for his creek boating than his play boating, but he came out here to represent his younger brother taking 1st overall in the cadet category, so I'm sure Jaden wants to beat him and get a higher score. Else that's going to be a very awkward drive home.
you know, I was worried the second would be high enough. But they didn't get nothing. Okay, all right, do whatever. That was a full ranger.
Apparently their home feature is Holwood, according to Melissa Hargrove. I've never actually paddled there, but I'm sure it'll be amazing.
All right, he's going to set the bar at 275 points. 275 for the first junior to go. Now we're going to come up into our next competitor, Jaden Allison.
Right there. Resetting on that shoulder with a right spin. Looking for a Space Godzilla. Unfortunately, I don't think getting enough air there. Spinning it out again. Oh, looking for that Space Godzilla on the right. I think he got enough air into that boat for that. Spins it again, around again. Maybe looking for some cartwheels. Unfortunately, not getting that second end. Oh, here comes the McNasty. Just flushing out. Looking for that loop. I don't know what that was.
Jaden coming down from Pennsylvania, along with all the Smiths up there. They live real near each other. 15 seconds. Timer's not running, but we've got it on the whistle as Jaden's cleaning up the rest of his ride. Just a few seconds left. Spinning around into a rescue roll. Little brown claw there at the end, I think. I'm calling it.
Oliver's from Asheville, right?
All right, 140 points, 140 for Jaden Allison there. You see the results markers at the top of 270. And next up is going to be Oliver Dube. I don't know.
Oliver, you're from Asheville, right? Where are you from? London?
Oh, that's right. Oliver is our U.S. competitor that lives in the UK in London. I want to note they yelled London, not Great Britain or the UK or England. It's London. Very much London.
It's always London. All right, he's dropping in for his first ride right now. Maybe looking for an entry 3? No, going for the entry 1. Resetting on that left shoulder. Coming down for an aerial move, looking for that aerial loop, maybe scoring that. Getting some cartwheels to go, maybe linking it into a split wheel, into some cartwheels. Looking for that Space Godzilla. Unfortunately, I don't know if he got enough air under his boat. Setting back up, looking for that McNasty. Unfortunately, catching his tail. Still looking for that McNasty, catching his tail once again. He would want to move to the surfer's right side of that feature maybe to help get his tail out of the water. 15 seconds left in his ride. Still plenty of time to get a big score, or add to his score. Just looking for some cartwheels, unfortunately flushing off the back.
All right, we got some good links in that one, really bringing the moves in continuous fashion, and each one of those links is an extra 20 to 30 points. Every point counts here. This is the cutthroat round, 2 rides. You got to nail one of them at least. So you get kind of a throwaway ride. It becomes a tiebreaker, as we saw in the previous round. It will come into play in some cases, but you want to definitely come out. You do not get that extra third ride. We're going to see 260 points right now for Oliver, putting him into the second place spot right behind Marcus Mortel. Next up, Brewer.
Brewer is our native, coming at us from Asheville, North Carolina. He had a really good first ride and then struggled on his second ride yesterday, so hoping to see his first ride once again. Looking for that loop. Redoing the loop, maybe. Wasn't sure if he got it on the first one. Looking for that McNasty, getting that over his head. Paddling back into the feature here, looking for some sort of aerial trick, maybe going for that phonics. Unfortunately, not quite getting the pirouette angle that he wanted. Getting that phonics to come around, resetting. He's probably going to look for his other McNasty now. Unfortunately, catching his upstream edge and window shading. And there's his other McNasty. This is already a very high scoring ride. Maybe we'll see him try and get some spaces. Or the other side phonics. Up, up, up. Going to the other side phonics and pulling it around. That's going to be a huge scoring ride.
Well, right now,
He knows it, claiming it.
right now we're looking at 600 plus points on the score. And that could go up, it could go down based on what the judges do, oftentimes the judges will go back and they'll say, hey, you know what? They linked that. That was back-to-back. I didn't call it in the ride. Let's put the link on this. They'll talk about, well, maybe that was a huge. I think that was a huge. Huges airs. All right, we're going to settle into 653 points, taking a commanding lead in this heat now. Remember, there's a whole other heat to go, plus the remainder in this heat. But that is a wonderful ride. I think he's going to be really happy with that. Now, looking upstream, we're going to see Daniel Smith coming out of Pennsylvania. He also participated in World Championships this year.
Yes, and he got second at U.S. Nationals last year. So he is definitely possible of a huge ride. He started off with an entry 2, and now is looking for a Space Godzilla to the left, possibly scoring that. Oh, looking for an air loop, resetting on that right shoulder, which most people have been choosing to do. Looking for that Space Godzilla the other way. I just don't think he got enough twist in his boat to score it. Going for that phonics, and unfortunately catching his upstream edge. He's not quite getting that pirouette to start. Powering up there, showing that lacrosse body. Still has 15 seconds left. Going for that other side, Space Godzilla. Now going for that phonics, looking really good, pulling it over. Going for a lunar orbit, maybe finishing that lunar, we'll have to see. Still have plenty of time, goes for the other side lunar, and unfortunately I don't think he scored that.
All right. He's also bringing the heat here. Real continuous ride. One of the most important things, right? Stay in the feature. Flushing is just time wasted, and they all know that. So the longer you stay in the feature, the better chances you have of pulling that score much higher. And as it goes along today, that's what we're going to see. High retention times. Right now his score is bouncing around 530-ish points. 530 points would put him up into the second place spot. But we'll see where this settles.
Yeah, I think he's pretty happy with that ride, but I do know he has more in him. He was definitely in the high 600 ranges at Wausau. Is very capable of performing that again.
Yeah, final score, 530 points, putting him into second place. Go ahead, Manuel. And we are going to move now into Matthias from Canada, from Montreal. Kicking it off.
Yeah, looking for that entry 3, possibly getting an entry 2. He's going to reset on that right shoulder, paddling back into the feature. He's out here from Canada, not typically a whole boater, but that loop would tell you differently. He primarily is a wave boater. He told me that's way better than whole boating the other day, so I don't know if that's true, but...
Well, if you've ever seen Lachine Rapids, you'll understand why they love the waves up there. Huge river waves as he comes around with that nice McNasty to the left. Looks like he's just going to spin it into his setup. There we go, the back blast McNasty. Again, here's your long retention. Looking really good.
Yeah, those carbons are super helpful with maintaining the feature. He's going for that phonics and definitely scored that. This is going to be a huge ride for him, and he should be super happy. Spin to the right, looking for that other side phonics and pulling it around. Claiming that ride. We'll have to see what the judges give him, but I know that was strong.
Matthias Marie coming all the way from Montreal. Really good to have the international competition. Even though this is U.S. Nationals, it's important that we open these competitions for anyone who wants to come participate in the spirit of freestyle kayaking. Oh, right now his score is showing up in the 1,000-point range. They're going to take a while to settle this out. And just to give you an example of why that's kind of cool, if we look at the men's results from yesterday, we look at the men's results from yesterday, 1,000 points would have put him into the men's semifinals.
Let's let's not talk about that, Hojo.
Oh no, we have to talk about that. That's super important to talk about. All right, 1,043 points. 1,043, sending him right to the top into the commanding lead. Give it up for Matthias. All right, go ahead and reset if you have it. And then we will do back to the top for Mr. Marcus Mortel.
Marcus, my younger brother, really trying to make semis this year. Looking for that beautiful entry two, resetting, hopefully getting this huge loop. Oh, going for the Space Godzilla instead. Paddling back into the feature. Now he's going to go for that huge loop. Or Space Godzilla again. Looking for that McNasty. I don't know if they're going to score that. Might have to try that one again. Now he's going for that huge loop.
Well, that was the biggest Space Godzilla we've seen today.
Yeah, for sure. He's really known for huge aerial tricks.
There's that left Space Godzilla.
Seconds left. He's still got time.
I believe we had a little timer issue, so he doesn't know how much time, but we're going to let him know that the whistle hasn't gone. There's that space.
Yeah.
We apologize for that. The clock didn't start properly.
All right. Anyway, super solid ride for him. Super stoked. Hopefully he got that McNasty. Came over a little funky, but I'm pretty sure he's got it.
And then I was a little liberal because the hole has such a kind of weird shape, and I thought that one was more like crazy. I didn't like it. But if you think
He should be super stoked with that ride. I'm going to take a wild guess and say that might be his highest ride ever in competition.
Right now he's showing 370 points as the judges discuss. They want to nitpick and get every point possible.
Do what you want. And you're welcome. If you want to tell me what you saw and ask what I think about that, that's fine too.
Our next paddler is going to be Jaden Allison. His first ride was probably not what he wanted, but he's looking for a second ride here. How much are you going to score?
Like the bow doesn't have to touch, but the same angle as the hole is finished, because otherwise you have to catch your bow.
He claims he's going to score 1 million points.
We'll get there someday. All right, we got a score coming in. 370 points for Marcus. That will definitely improve his score. Still sits him in the 4th place spot as now we look upstream, as he said before, to Jaden Allison.
Judges are almost ready. Jaden getting ready to drop into the feature, hoping to beat his younger brother and take the Better Brother Award. Probably going to go for that entry 2. Maybe an entry 2. Entry cartwheel? Something.
So long as he retains, they can give him generally an entry 1 for any given athletic type move.
That was definitely an athletic type move. This sport takes a lot of athleticism to perform. Coming back up into the feature, Jaden setting up for some sort of aerial maneuver. Oh, getting a huge pop, but unfortunately not being able to throw it into anything. Trying to back it back up. Maybe would be going to the eddy would be a better idea, but he decides to back it up into the feature.
That was some serious power there, right into the front loop with air, putting some points down now as he really is going to bring the second half of this ride, last 4th of this ride, with under 10 seconds to go.
Just got that spin right and a Space Godzilla. Now he's going to look for another trick. Looking for that McNasty. Unfortunately, I don't think he got that quite over his head, but his ride is officially over. We'll have to see what the judges score that with.
Well, right now he's showing 180 points. His first ride was 140, so this should improve him. it'll definitely be a higher score. You're only competing against yourself, so the higher you get, the better.
Yeah, I think he's still going to be frustrated with that score, just compared to his scores yesterday.
Jaden Allison is going to work at a ski area over this winter, along with one of the Smiths.
All right. All right, can we get another scribe out here? Maybe Mathis Hargrove. He looks prepped and ready. Or Tucker Troutman. Tucker has his hand up.
Can we submit this? Can we submit the score first?
Actually,
Sorry,
I'm
live
just
stream.
gonna
I
strive
apologize
for
for that.
I mean, have somebody coming, but that way we do.
Oh yeah, have somebody come over, but I'll strive around.
All right, we got 180 points, 180 points. And again, that does improve him. Does improve him. All right, we're doing a little scribe mix-up here. Gonna look now to Oliver Dube. You want to help me commentate? You want to help me commentate? All right, Oliver coming up as we get our new scribe seated. All right, Oliver Dubes coming to drop into the feature here. Again, looking for that beautiful entry move. Not head dry, so probably an entry one right into the McNasty. Bringing it around into some cartwheels. Maybe trying to split wheel it in there, but cartwheeling it up. Now in the US system, they can give a huge bonus if you link 4 ends. Didn't really get the spin into that. It looks like he's hitting the bottom a little bit, powering that boat around. So we got cartwheels, we got a loop, clear air under that boat, plugging in for the Space Godzilla. Catching the edge there as he moves around. Oliver currently sitting in the 5th place spot. He's going to want to improve. He's got to be up in that top spot to have a chance at really being safe, but there's 5 more paddlers after this. Checking that timer, and that's time for Oliver. Showing a score right now of 256 points on the scoreboard. His first ride was 260. This looks like it's not going to improve his ride, or if it does, it'll be minor. We'll get around here. 260 points, 260. He's going to keep his first ride.
Yeah, Spencer's really testing out.
It's basically the same as his first ride score. We'll look now to Brewer. Brewer currently sitting in the 2nd place spot with 653 points. And the top is 1,000 points. That is a ghost ride, though, so technically Brewer's in 1st place in U.S. Nationals.
Thank you, Hojo. Right on time.
Brewer dropping into the feature. Your hometown hero. Let's give it up for him. Looking for that Space Godzilla. Unfortunately, I don't think getting the air under his bow. Maybe there. Space Link. Loop there. But we'll have to see what the judges give.
Some moves like the Space Godzilla requires air. The loop does not. And there's a Space Godzilla. The boat came all the way out of the water. Get the air modifier on that.
I actually believe the Space Godzilla is the only move that requires air.
All of the wave moves, a lot of those wave moves require air as well, but you're correct. In the whole moves, the Space is pretty much the only one.
Going for that lunar orbit, unfortunately not quite getting the pop from the water that he wanted. Looking for that McNasty again, not quite getting the pop out of the water.
Well, Brewer's definitely pushing this speed. He's trying to push his ride really fast to get all the points. And there he gets that McNasty to the right, catches the bow there, just about 2 seconds left. We'll give it up for Brewer.
Yeah, claimed that ride, had a huge smile on his face. That's what we're all out here for. We'll see if that was enough to get him into semis. we do have a whole nother heat of men. On top of that, the second heat is typically better boaters because they did better in the first round.
All right, 355 points, 355. That is going to, I just want to know, I received the message. Everyone, I have received the message. Nobody needs to show me the message again. I have received the message. So that's not going to improve his, I got the message. We can improve his score, but now we're going to move forward to Mr. Daniel Smith from Pennsylvania.
Daniel Smith's older brother will be competing in the men's category later today. Oh, looking for that Frenchie entry. That is an entry 2 into a McNasty. Unfortunately, I don't know if he quite got it. Looking for a big space right there. Resetting on that right shoulder. Looking down, maybe going for the huge clean loop. Resetting again on that right shoulder. This has been a tactical ride from him. Definitely all that world's training paying off. Space Godzilla to the left, not quite going down. Still has plenty of time to get back into the feature, about 20 seconds. Back in the feature now, looking for a phonics monkey. Tail coming down about halfway through that trick. That'll be up to the judges if he got that. That Space Godzilla to the left. Looking for that lunar orbit. Unfortunately, not quite getting it right before the buzzer.
Well, right now, Daniel Smith is sitting in the third place spot with 530 points. The score is showing 466 at this moment. Looks like this is not going to improve his score unless they make some drastic changes.
Yeah. His original score was what, Hojo?
His first ride score, first ride score, Daniel Smith, 530 points, 530.
Yeah, I think that first ride score is definitely going to be his best of the two. Fortunately, that might be enough to get him into the next round. We'll have to see, though. Still have 5 athletes up in the next heat.
That's right. All right, score is coming in now, 466 points. So he'll keep his first ride score, keep him in that spot as now we move into the last rider of this heat. Now this rider is sitting at the very top of the leaderboard. That is a ghost score, however. So technically the top 4 paddlers are in the advancing spots, but Matthias with a massive score of 1,043 is gonna come and set down a second ride.
Yeah, that was an insane first ride score. The biggest we've seen from juniors at this event. Unfortunately, not quite getting the entry move that he had in his first ride, but there's still plenty of time to work on it. Looking for that loop.
I don't know. I don't think that was a loop. I think he's inventing a new corkscrew McNasty.
Yeah. His body did a lot there.
A lot of rotation. There's a space to the left. Getting the boat, or linking it into the McNasty left.
That would be an impressive link there. I don't quite know if he got it, but looking for that McNasty, again, cleaning it up from his first attempt where he went flying all over the place with his body.
He's got the McNasty lefts, went back to get the huge, it looks like. Now he's into the phonics monkey to the right. He is nice retention there, getting it back in. That's going to put some more points on the board for him.
7 seconds left, still plenty of time for one more trick. Going for the cartwheel links, phonics. Not quite maybe getting the angle on it, but we'll have to see.
Well, his first ride score, definitely more high-powered. Very much so on that. The second round, not as high a scoring, but definitely showing his skill and amplitude and showing the seniors what he's got, because that's a lot of what these juniors do out here is let the seniors know we're coming for you.
Yeah, very scary, to be honest, as a senior man.
That's right. All right, we're looking at 633 points. That will not change his place. It will just factor into the tiebreaker as we look now to Heat 2 of these junior men. So
what is the minimum score to get into the semifinals right now for
So-
the second heat.
So right now it's technically 180 points. 180 points held down by Jaden Allison since he is in the technical 5th place spot. In the second heat, we've got Bodie Hillicky, Mateo Kowalczyk, Owen Zinsmeister, Colin Glacken, and Daniel Hillicky. These guys all scored in the top as they come into this second heat. We're looking at Bodie Hillicky now from Colorado.
Cody's one of our younger paddlers. Maybe our youngest. I think he's 15 years of age.
Yeah, Bodie lining it up. He was just at the Gore race a few weeks ago, one of our bigger rivers in Colorado.
Going for that entry two there. Setting back up, looking for that Space Godzilla. Plugging back again, looking for that loop. Maybe trying to clean it, but I don't think he quite got it there. His paddle slipping into the water at the end. Maybe going for that space the other way, but not quite getting it. Resetting on that right shoulder. Going once again. Maybe an air cartwheel or cartwheel. I don't think he quite got the space there. I don't think he got the air that he needed. Fighting his way back up in this feature. He's gonna drop back in, looking for that Space Godzilla the other way, kind of landing on his head. Unfortunately, he's in the eddy. 15 seconds left. Let's cheer him on up there, everybody. Still has time for one or two more tricks. Going for that phonics monkey, maybe getting a pirouette. Not quite getting the loop to finish that trick off. And that is going to be his first ride.
So he almost retained that full ride, had one little flush there. In the very beginning of his ride, put together some really good moves and struggled a little bit on the spaces. You could tell moving over to that right side to get that left space. But right now it's showing a score of 278 points. This would put him up in the 5th place spot. So we'll see where this lands. So right now, in the results, Bodie Hillicky is sitting in the 5th place spot, 278 points. With one more ride to go. Now we look to our, I believe, silver medalist from World Championships, Mateo Kowalczyk of Idaho.
Yes, silver medalist. Currently in college, though. I don't know how much he's actually attending with all the kayaking he's been doing up in Canada. Goes for the entry one there. Surprising from Mateo. Looking for that loop. Nice loop there. Resetting on that feature. He is known for really tactical freestyle kayaking, just taking trick off after trick. And we'll see that out here today with his first ride. I don't know if he quite got that Space Godzilla there, but looking for those McNasties. Coach Mason on the far shore giving him some advice. Again, seeking that right McNasty, but just not quite getting the pop he wants. Looking for it once more. He's gonna need that trick if he wants to make the finals. Unfortunate flush there. 15 seconds left, still plenty of time to put on a show. Dropping back in, getting the pop for that McNasty, kind of coming off the side. Not quite getting that other McNasty either.
All right, that's time. A little bit of practice for Mateo. He knows the clock is up, but he's going to go in and figure out, okay, what do I got to do next ride? Because he's pretty sure that ride is going to be on the bubble at best. I mean, right now we're looking at a 5th place spot, Sidney Oliver, Dube at 260, but Daniel Smith, Marcus Mortel, 530, 370. Mateo's sitting in between those two with several riders to go. He knows that's really not a safe spot to be.
Yeah. You know, I don't know if either of his McNasty scored on that ride.
We'll have to wait and see. All right, we had an official score, 423 points. That puts Mateo into 4th place. Not safe, given the fact that there are now still 3 paddlers ahead of him. However, after this first round, we're going to have a good idea of what finals looks like. We'll see who has made it, who hasn't, and who has to really work hard.
Yeah, there are advantages to going in that second heat. You know what you need in order to make the next round. And that has both, you know, an advantage and disadvantage. Sometimes it can stress the athlete out and make them worse at their boating, and sometimes that can really help you and you know, you only have to throw that much in order to make it to the next round. Our next paddler, Owen, I believe also a hometown hero. So let's give it up for him. Paddling out of Asheville, North Carolina. Dropping into the feature from the bottom, choosing not to do an entry move, looking for that phonics. Looking for that McNasty.
Yeah, really good McNasty attempt. The phonics was kind of flat, plugging in for a nice big front loop, trying to show clean, getting that paddle in the water, unfortunately. Again, opting not for an entry move, which means you can flush with an entry move, but you get points right away. Fighting on that shoulder, really pulling out that roll. He's gonna have to get out and go around, come through the eddy. Putting right now just about 190 points on the board as he finishes up the second half of this ride.
Yeah, looking for that phonics there. Unfortunately, not quite getting the pirouette. Resetting in that shoulder. You've seen a lot of struggle on that far left side. Going for that phonics once again. Kind of ending up a little flat, maybe not keeping that pirouette angle above 35 degrees. I don't think he's going to quite score that one.
All right, that's time for Owen Zinsmeister. Currently showing 200 points on the board as we settle this score. That could go up, that could go down. Real light tap,
All right, our next paddler, hailing from my high school. I've been paddling with this kid for the last 3 years now. We're on our 4th year paddling together. We've run some incredible rivers together. We've spent a lot of time training together. It's Colin Blacken.
Colin also coming to the World Championships this year to represent the United States.
Yeah, paddling that beautiful Dreamboat kayak. He actually inspired me to get one.
Judge, we submit? Nope.
Colin, what are you going to do for us today?
Unsubmit, resubmit.
He gives me a head nod. I'm hoping for something really cool. Maybe 1,000 points out of Colin?
All right, we got 260 points, 260 for Oliver Dube there, or excuse me, for Owen Zinsmeister. He is in a tied position with the tiebreaker going to Oliver Dube as well. We look at Colin Blacken.
Coach Mason on the shore, giving him some advice, going for that entry too, looking for a Space Godzilla. Unfortunately, not quite getting the air that he wanted, but he's going to reset on that right shoulder. Still has plenty of time to get a good ride down. Unfortunately, catching a weird bubble and pushing him far back on the feature. Going for that Space Godzilla. Oh, looking for his famous space loop, but not quite getting it around. Colin's really known for his space loop. I've never been great at the trick, but he's always good at it. He's known for practicing that for hours.
That McNasty, he knows, probably came out a little flat as he goes in for it again. Getting that back blast, McNasty. Looking up, watching the clock. Clock management, super important in this. The clock is not running, so you are on 15 seconds, sir, 15 seconds.
Going for that loop, trying to clean it, but unfortunately catching a bounce there. That was some funky water. Going for that phonics right at the buzzer, but not quite pulling it around.
On the buzzer, though, so it has a chance to score.
Well, he didn't get the trick, so probably not. But he does have a second ride. He is going to have a good shot with this second ride, and we know he can do better than that. All right, our next paddler is primarily a skier, to be honest. He occasionally does freestyle for fun. Hailing from the North Fork of the Payette in Colorado, Daniel Hillicky. Daniel placed first in preliminaries with some beautiful rides and is about to drop in for his first ride.
All right, we got a score there of 300 points. 300 points for Colin Blacken, putting him into 6th place. He's technically safe, because of the ghost, but he wants to get a bigger score than that as we move to Daniel Hillicky.
Yeah, dropping in there, getting a nice entry 3. Looking for that loop or space. Looking for the space loop, but not quite getting the loop part around. Going back in, there's that loop, loop with air. Resetting, probably gonna go for his McNasty's now. I don't quite know if that McNasty came straight over his head. Looked a little funky to me, but we'll have to see what the judges say. That McNasty also not quite landing upstream. Again, we're gonna have to look to the judges. That phonics was perfect and beautiful. Looking for that other side Space Godzilla, just not quite getting the twist that he wanted. Resetting for his McNasties once again, looking to try and clean them up. That is a perfect McNasty. Very textbook. Looking for that other side phonics, just unfortunately flushing, but claiming that ride.
Oh, that'll be time for Mr. Daniel Hillicky of, technically of Colorado, but he spends his summers, like you say, up in Idaho at their camp there. He also came out last year for team trials, just barely missing the spot. And coming in with top honors here, right now showing 623. Let's see what that settles out at. Yep, 623 points for Daniel Hillicky. That is going to put him into the third place spot. In the third place spot, as we move now to the top of this round. Right now, we have sitting in first place. Sitting in first place, Matthias from Canada. He's the ghost position. Oliver Brewer Olup, in second place. Daniel Hillicky in third. Daniel Smith in fourth. Mateo Kowalczyk in fifth. Marcus Mortel on the bubble in sixth place for the qualifying spot in two finals this afternoon. The score to beat right now, 370 points, 370.
All right, Bodie Hillicky, Daniel's youngest brother, dropping into the feature. There are 4 of these children in the family, all doing extreme sports. Their mom has to have constant heart attacks from that. Going for that entry 2 into that space to the left. Looking to set up a huge scoring ride here. There was some struggle on his first ride, but looks like those spaces are really coming around on the second ride with the Space Godzilla to the right. Resetting on that right side of the feature. Dropping back in. Going for that plug. Looking for that loop. Pulling it around. Going for a spin on that right shoulder. Now looking for some cartwheels. Resetting. Now probably going to go for that McNasty. Going for that McNasty. Finding the air. Not quite getting it to come straight over his head. Going for the other side McNasty. Not quite getting that McNasty around either.
Okay, so 480 points showing right now, 480 showing. That will bump Marcus down if this score stands. Marcus sitting at 370 points. Bodie's current score is 278, so this will move him up. If he does move up into this spot, Colin Glacken and I think Colin Glacken is the only one who can. Colin and Owen Zinsmeister are the ones who are still off of the final spots. So this is going to be one of the first big bumps into this heat, but it won't make him safe until those other 2 paddlers go.
Our next paddler is going to be Mateo Kowalczyk. He is already into the finals at this point. Oh, is he on the bubble?
Yes, he is.
He is on the bubble, so he is going to look to improve. Hopefully he can improve. We know he can. Let's give a huge shout out, cheer for Mateo here. Mateo, how much are you trying to aim for on this ride?
Well, I think he's going to try to aim for at least probably 480 points.
480 points?
At least that'll be the new bubble, depending on when if the judges settle this score. They're really having a discussion about a few of the moves, typically in the air and huge categories, right? Was he really huge? Was it really air? And here we go. Okay, score is coming in now. We have 480 points for Bodie Hillicky, puts him into the 5th place spot. That moves Marcus Mortel down into 6th. He's out of finals. And Mateo Kowalczyk is the new bubble boy. So he's going to want to come and bring at least 480 points. As a matter of fact, I believe he needs to make somewhere in the range of 623, 600 points or better to really secure his spot as he's coming down here.
Mateo sitting in that 6th place spot because Matisse is in 1st, and he is not a competitor technically in the national championships. Going for that entry 2, getting a big loop there, resetting on that right side shoulder, going for that Space Godzilla, maybe getting enough air under there, kind of hard to tell. Going back in, going for that other side Space Godzilla, maybe getting a huge bonus on that. Really taking that carbon boat up and out of the water, getting that McNasty to come around, resetting, going for that McNasty, maybe not quite getting it. Going for that McNasty once again not quite getting it. Going for it a 3rd time, still not quite bringing it right over his head.
Just a few seconds left for Mateo as he cartwheels, gets some extra points right on the bubble. Throw in whatever you can at the end. I mean, a cartwheel is worth points.
Yeah, and you can get a huge bonus on a cartwheel if you get more than 3 ends.
So right now he's showing on the score screen 560 points. This will put him up into the 5th place spot. Colin and Owen can still bump him down. So what is it going to be for Mateo Kowalczyk?
Yeah.
This isn't where you want to be as a competitor. This is the most nerve-wracking spot. If you're out, you're out. You know it. You don't worry. You're upset, but you don't worry. If you're in, you're in. You're happy, but you don't worry. With this bubble, you're unhappy and worrying at the same time.
Yes. Whenever you're on the bubble, you are basically sitting there rooting for your friends, but also praying that they don't get the ride that they want.
It is an individual sport. You're really competing against yourself. It's no one but you out there when you're on. So there we go. Mateo coming into the 4th place spot, 560 points. 560. The new score to beat is 423. 423 is the qualifying spot. Hold on. Let me do that. I just got that wrong. Excuse me. 480 is the qualifying spot. Bodie Hillicky currently sitting on the bubble as we have Owen up next. Owen currently sitting in 10th place spot.
Owen could still mix up this finals lineup, needing a score of 480, choosing to drop in from the bottom, see if that is helpful or it costs him. Going for that phonics off the bat. Unfortunately, just not quite getting that pirouette that he needs. I really like that blue paddle. I had a blue paddle for a long time. I don't quite know if he got that trick to land within the drier degrees of upstream, but we'll have to see if the judges score that. Getting a loop and going for that space directly after. Now he's looking for that McNasty. Going for that McNasty, not quite getting it around, not quite bringing it over his head straight. Resetting on the top of the feature, plugging it down, maybe a cartwheel there, just I don't think quite getting the air needed to get the Space Godzilla. Again, trying for that Space Godzilla and just not quite getting it.
You can get air cartwheel on that one. It was definitely an air cartwheel technical, but unfortunately for him, he doesn't bring around all those moves very cleanly, and I think he understands that. And this is the difficulty where you know you've got to get this ride. That's a lot of pressure.
It's a lot of pressure, and a lot of this sport is staying calm under pressure and like being able to manage stress. And you know, when you're in these cut situations, it's really hard to do that.
Well, right now he's showing 343 points, which is an improvement off of his first ride score, 260. That is definitely getting better. 310, excuse me, showing 310 now. We'll see what the judges settle out at. This is not going to put him into the final round. 310 points for Owen. Going to move up in the 8th place spot. Not enough to qualify, so give it up for Owen Zinsmeister. As we look now at the final person who can mess things up, Colin right now sitting in the 9th place spot. He needs 480 points or better to move on. Can he get there?
He 100% has a 480-point ride in him. He scored over 800 yesterday. Already starting it off with some high-scoring tricks, probably over 200 points already. Going for that McNasty, pulling it over, going for another spin, going for the McNasty the other way, kind of missing it. Still has plenty of time to reset and go for it once again. Instead to go reset, goes for the phonics, getting a beautiful phonics there. Going for the McNasty the other direction, still has plenty of time. Maybe goes for a Space Godzilla loop here. Choosing to reset. Instead, going for that big aerial loop. 15 seconds left in his ride. Goes to reset once again. Goes for a Space Godzilla the other way. Maybe keeps that. Cartwheels it out. Finish that cartwheel. I don't know, that's gonna be really close. That's up to the judges to decide. What was the score needed?
Well, he's over that right now with a 590 showing on the screen, 590. I doubt that's gonna drop below the 480. That's very rare the judges would make that big of an error. However, here's the thing, scribes can hit the wrong button. And it's not a problem, it's not what it is. I think they're all pretty accurate. But the score does change as it goes along, so we're looking at 590 points. That will put him into the fourth place overall, 3rd place qualifying. So we'll see what they give him.
All right, that 590 is likely to stay. The judge is just finishing it off. Colin is going to be into the next round.
And it is official. 590 points, going to put Colin into the 4th place overall, 3rd place qualifying spot, as we now know our top, because Daniel Hilke has already qualified in 3rd place, so he is just going to try to improve his spot.
Dropping in with that entry 3, looking for a Space Godzilla to the right, going for a spin to the right, looking for a Space Godzilla to the right again, maybe trying to link that into a loop. Kayakers refer to that as a space loop. It's when you link a Space Godzilla into a loop. It would be cooler if he did a Space Jam, which is a Space Godzilla into another Space Godzilla into a loop.
The space to loop to space, or some combination, is the Space Jam.
Going for some McNasties right now.
He's safe, he can take his time and really work on his finals ride to come this afternoon.
Yeah, I don't think Daniel Hilke ever has taken it safe. He's an incredible hard skier, known for taking big hits.
All right.
Going for that phonics monkey.
Phonics right on the buzzer there as the score ticks back up. In order to improve his score, he was going to have to climb over 623 points. Not going to do that with this ride, but give it up for these junior men as we settle out the score here for the junior men. We'll get this picked up, and we're going to move into the women's semifinal, senior women's semifinal, here in a moment. All right, there we go. 480 points. 480 points for Daniel Hilke. Great job for these competitors here.
All right.
All right, we're gonna go to women's semifinals next. Stick around here at the 2025 USA Freestyle Canoe Kayak National Championships.
All right. We are live coming from the Nantahala River at the, I was going to say the 1996. No, this is the 2025 National Championships for Freestyle Kayaking. And what you are watching right now is the women's semifinals. We have already narrowed the fields down in the junior women and the junior men. They will be resting up, getting some food, hanging out with each other, hanging out with their parents, getting ready for the finals. But the women's pro class, the senior women's class, and the senior men's class are still inflated fields that need to be narrowed down for that top 5 finals. What is cool about watching the semifinals is it is in reverse seed. What that means is the paddlers that had the highest scores in prelims yesterday, they get to go last and they get to watch everybody else paddle. So the first paddler to go will be the first one to qualify for this semifinals. The last paddler to go in the heat will be the one that absolutely dominated it yesterday. And it will be the same for finals. The format will be 2 rides, and out of the 2 rides, only your best ride counts. Yesterday in prelims, we did 2 rides, but both rides counted. Prelims is about showing consistency. Semifinals is about showing you can do one big ride. You have a throwaway ride, which for some paddlers means they go bigger and harder and take more chances because they know they have 2 shots at it. For some paddlers, they do the same rides every time. That really depends on the paddler. That's why it's called freestyle kayaking. There is no mandatory moves. There's nothing you have to do. Anything that you do is up to you. Meaning, you can do any ride you want. You can do all cartwheely moves. You can do all loopy moves. You can mix it all up. You can do it in any order you want in freestyle kayaking. Now, of course, if you want to do well, you will have the harder, higher scoring moves in your repertoire, and you'll be able to actually pull them off in the competition. What we see a lot of in this competition is people go for a move and miss it, have to go for it again. What you'll see in the highest scoring rides is the paddlers nailing move after move after move. The best paddlers do miss moves, but they tend to miss less moves. A little history, Daniel Dutton is here. If you want to know the history of freestyle kayaking on the Nantahala River, before 2008, there wasn't any freestyle kayaking on the Nantahala River. It didn't exist, but right in this area where we're sitting here, Daniel Dutton built a hole by hand. It was kind of like a wave hole. It was a bit shallow, but it was dynamic. It was a challenging hole, but it was a really good hole and super fun to play in. I think it was 2008 was the first year that he built a hole here, and we had that competition. This hole that we're playing in right now was built specifically for the 2013 World Championships. And the result is that 12 years later, we still have that feature to play in. Very cool. So we're doing the national championships. We are about to start. Judges are ready. Our first paddler is going to be Carly. Carly has done a ton of practicing here. She's always got a big smile on her face. She's always wearing a shorty no matter how cold it is. I'm wearing a down coat. She's paddling in a shorty. But that's how she rocks it. She's got the thumbs up. She's got a big smile. Let's see what she's got. She's got some cool moves. She's been out here practicing every morning. She's backing in. This is unique. That is a unique approach, but she sticks it. That's 30 points on the board for an entry 1. Her and Sean O'Keefe train together a lot. That's Sean's move. Initiate that stern and set up on the pile. Can she get her first loop? Up to the judges on how she landed it. I have no idea whether they scored or not. She goes for a righty spin. Beautiful. Goes for that loop again. Bubbles out the back. She's going to go for the eddy. With 60 seconds, there's enough time to flush out, still get in and get a good ride. We're seeing a lot of even the top paddlers are paddling up the eddy often at least once. Falling off to the side a little bit, 15 seconds left, Carly. Let's see if she can straighten that. Oh, she's in a blast. What's she going to do? She's going to go to the corner. Can she get on top for one more? Oh, she catches her edge. She rolls it up. And she's back in the eddy. That's ride number 1 for Carly. For what it's worth, there's 6 women in, 5 leave. It's like the Thunderdome, but not quite as aggressive. Thunderdome, it's 2 men enter, 1 man leaves.
All right, Carly's score coming in at 50 points. She's going to set the bar right there, 50 points as we look to our next paddler. She pretty much, I think, Alabama still is.
Liam. We got Liam, paddler number 2.
That's right, Liam coming in.
All right. This is the only of the Gigi prods in the competition that we've seen. It's a nice looking boat. We know it's a good design. Liam's on top of the hole. What's she gonna do? She's going for the loop. Boom, she gets that dead water. There's some dead water under there that sometimes doesn't throw you in the air, and sometimes that foam doesn't back you up. Literally, you can do that move twice in a row, and different things happen. All right, she's going for it again. Looks, oh, she's doing something different. She's going for the lefty spin. And does she pull it all the way around? Oh, catches an edge. All right, Liam's got to get in her groove here. 15 seconds. There's a righty spin. She's going to go for, she's going for the loop. Oh, getting that dead water again. On top, you got enough time for one more. Let's go, Liam. Up, 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 up. Plug it in. Let's go, let's go, let's go. She goes for a phonics monkey. Gets a lefty spin of it. All right, that's ride number 1 for Liam.
Right now, Liam's showing the score right around 35 points. Let's see what these settle out as the judges submit her score. 35 points for Liam. Second place behind Carly. As we'll move now to our third paddler, Lauren Bird, coming to us. Still think from the Columbus area, or has she moved on?
She
Van down by the river.
Yeah, Van down by the river. If you ask her where she's from, she doesn't know, which is a great thing.
Well, she's participated in World Championships now, World Cups. Now she's in the U.S. Nationals. I think this is her second Nationals behind last year.
Yep, and she's competed.
Wisconsin, yeah. So
she competed in U.S. team trials also. Very cool. She won the Masters category yesterday. Very cool. She's going in the hole. Living in a van by the river. Being homeless as a whitewater paddler is actually, it means you just have a home wherever you go, is what that means. All right, Lauren's on top. She's setting it up. She's got plenty of time to set it up. She's trying to be careful on the setup. Boom, and she throws it over the top. We'll see what the judges say on that. She spins it around. Her boat control over the, oh, she gets another nice setup. Having a little trouble keeping it straight over the top, landing a bit sideways. We've seen her get some really big air and definitely putting in the effort. She's looking up at the judges, see if she can get a visual cue on whether or not the score, those things are scoring. There's no rule against looking at the judges to see if they called your move. Oh, she pulls out the side. You've got 15 seconds. Pick an eddy, pick an eddy. Use the good part of the eddy and drive it in there. One more move. Hit it hard, straight in for it. Oh, unbelievable. Now that was a beautiful loop. Unfortunately, after the buzzer, that was the huge loop she was looking for during the competition. A rudder. I'm not sure what she's talking about, a rudder.
all right, we got a score in 10 points.
Rudder, yeah. Set it up straight. Set it up straight.
10 points for Lauren right now as she's in her third place spot. She's got one more ride to show what else she's got. Now we're going to move to Q from Atlanta, queuing. Atlanta area.
Q
all over this place.
Q coming in third place yesterday, starting off with a split wheel attempt into a beautiful loop. Q going for the McNasty. Her skill level and control over the last 2 years has increased dramatically. She's really been working hard on it. Her parents here watching, going for the Space Godzilla. She has both parents there with cameras on the shore, cheering her on. Oh, look at that. And her stern hits. She misses a roll. She misses a brace. She's up. All right, up, up, up. However much time there is, you need to get back in there.
Just about 15 seconds.
There's your 15-second buzzer cue.
Right now she's showing 163 points on the score. She's bringing some.
Yay, there we go.
She knows kind of what she's got based on, I think, what she's going to finish out here. She went back and got that huge on the loop.
She did repeat the loop, but like you said, she might have got a bonus on her second one. It's still a wide open semifinals. It's an anything can happen day. We have 2 paddlers left. Coming in second place yesterday, Emily Jackson, my favorite daughter.
All right, scores settling in here. We are going to look at a score of 206 points, 206. Bringing her right to the top.
All right, 206 right now is the score to beat, Emily. We do not have the thumbs up yet. Now we do, I think. There you go. Have fun, Em. All right, let's see what Emily Jackson's going to do. Looks like she's starting with a loop move, going for a Space Godzilla into a cartwheel. Probably not any air on the space, going into a split, throwing moves both directions. She's pretty good at knowing whether or not she's getting air on it or not. Oh, she goes for a front loop. And there we go, that lands straight. She's spinning it around. She's got a smile on her face. That smile on her face is I'm about to do a McNasty smile. Oh no, her stern goes underwater. She's still got 15 seconds or more, and can she get her McNasty? Let's find out. She brings it backwards. Boom! Can she stick it? Up, up, up. All right, and stay on the hold. Time for another move. And better hurry. Going for the phonics on the buzzer. Yay, that was awesome.
Well, you can definitely score that one. She initiated well before the whistle. So if they give her a phonics monkey, that'll really improve her score. Struggling a little bit with those spaces and loops at the start, but then cleaned it up at the end.
Yeah, she struggled with her loop moves in the beginning to get air, but she got cartwheels and probably a split. And then her McNasty and the phonics at the end, I believe, will both count. And oh my gosh. So she got more points in the last 10 seconds than she got probably in the first 50.
All right.
Abby did that in her first ride yesterday.
All right, she is 280 points, putting her right up at the top. 280 is the new high score. Abby Holcomb will be gunning for that. We're only going to take 5 in, so right now, Abby has to get a score of 10 or better just to get in the 5th place spot. However, she is going to go for that 280-point score for sure.
Yeah.
Now to Abby Holcomb.
All right, Abby Holcomb winning yesterday in prelims. She's dropping in. She did the best entry 3 that I saw, other than maybe Mason's. Boom, look at that. There it is again, just perfect textbook over the top into a phonics. Perfect textbook phonics, 2 moves in a row. That's what we like to see. Can she do her first McNasty? Boom, textbook, textbook, and textbook. She does bubble out the back, but she's going to drive it back in. Beautiful 3 beautiful moves in a row. Can she get her first loop? Yes. 4 attempts, 4 moves. What's her next one? Another McNasty the other way. Boom, not quite as textbook, but still really nice. Space Godzilla, 6 moves, 7 moves, 7 attempts, 7 moves on my order. Oh, can she get the lunar orbit? She flushes on her 8 moves. She got 10 seconds. It's enough time, Abby. Drive it up. Up, up. Use the eddy. Let's go, let's go.
Abby's
waving it off.
Abby's showing 1,000 points on the scoreboard right now, just north
How
of
much?
1,000, almost 1,100. We'll see when this settles out if they have to fix anything. All the judges are really close in their scores, but she's going to definitely bring in the first 1,000 point ride of this women's competition right now.
That was awesome. 7 moves out of 8 attempts. Only one missed move. Her lunar orbit is what she flushed on. Every move before that she nailed, including that beautiful entry move. That was really fun to watch.
Well, it used to be you just got entry 1, 2, and 3, and now you can put modifiers on them, so they can get an air and a huge and a leak all on the entries. So
Yeah.
it's not just a matter of 60, 70, 80 points. It can be 100, 200 points if you really pull it through.
Well, she did an entry 3 with air. They all have air. She got 100 on that,
right,
unless
here
you
we
got
go.
huge. What?
What do you think it's going to be? I think it's going to be 1,140 points.
Yay! Woo! Breaking the 1,000-point barrier, Abby Holcomb, ride number 1. I would say there's a very strong chance she's going to be in finals, and very strong chance she can hold on to that number 1 spot with that ride. That ride was sweet.
Yeah, all right. We're back to Carly now. We're ready for Carly Thomas.
All right, it's anything can happen, Dave. 5 women go to finals. Carly, this is your shot at it.
Carly is currently sitting in the 4th place spot in a qualifying spot as she comes out for 50 points. 206 is the next best above her.
She's going for her entry, rolls it up, and sticks it 2 entries in a row. That's 30 points on the board. And going for the loop move, not landing straight. Don't tip over. And she's going to go back for the Eddie, I think. Okay, you got lots of time, Carly. Carly has good loops and good Space Godzillas. We want to see what that looks like. Can she get some big air? Come on, here it goes. She has a little edge down. She doesn't get the pop she's looking for. Watch how she pulls her stern under right there. Gets on top. She's got a good setup. There it is. Oh, landing sideways. Oh, bubbling out the back. Come on, you have time for one more, Carly. This could be the difference between finals and not finals. You get in there and get an air loop. You improve your score. You better hurry. Come on, sprint. Kind of, yep. You're gonna have to go a little faster than that. All right, good effort for Carly.
All right, Carly right now sitting with 40 points showing. This is not going to increase her score at all. She's still going to sit in the 4th place spot with her first ranked score of 50 points. So right now the score to beat to get in is Liam's score of 35. Liam currently on the board. Lauren is off, so 35 points for Lauren, and Liam is going to try to improve her score right now.
All right, Liam's second ride. Liam's second ride. Nobody is in yet until after this ride. Oh, going for a nice, almost getting a space into a loop. We'll see. Going for a split wheel. Looks like she's throwing some cartwheel moves. She didn't do any on her first ride, but she went for a split wheel on her second move. That was very cool. What's she going to do now? She's going for the loop, going for the Space Godzilla to the right. I think I saw air on that one. That's going to improve her score dramatically if she scores that. Space Godzilla, 90 points. She only had like 50 on her first ride. Okay, she spins it around. She's going for a cartwheel to the right. Beautiful. Now what she got? Another Space Godzilla to the right. Come on, get in there. She got time for one more. Better do it now. She's going for a phonics to the left. Very nice, Liam. Much better ride. Let's see what that score is. That may secure your spot.
It's look at 130 points right now. This should put her up into the 4th place spot, which would be a safe spot to be since Lauren is the only one who can now come in and upset the order. Everyone else is above Liam. So right now, Liam has 130 points, put her in the 4th place spot. Carly's already gone. Lauren is the only one who can bump Carly off of
What's
the
fifth?
finals. What's
What's fifth?
50 points.
50.
Or 50 points or better. It has to be better than 50 points to secure that fifth place spot as
So-
Liam qualifies.
So Lauren knows what's up. She now knows the score to beat is 50, and it's up to her. She gets more than 50 points. What does she need to do 50 points? One loop is all she needs, and she knows how to do that. Now, she did not do that on her first ride until after the buzzer. She's got her game face on. Let's see if she can smile with that as well. All right, here comes Lauren. This is the one person that can switch it up. Come on, get in there. All right, she brings it in, and we'll see what the judges say on that. She spins it around. She's got a good secure 10 points. And beautiful, there we go. That makes it.
She's just this much close for that to be in a full McNasty.
Yeah. That was awesome. Lauren just threw a textbook front loop. She did that after the buzzer. We knew she knew how to do it, but on their first ride, she didn't pull it off. Now she's going to go for a space. So now she's going for bragging rights. She just wants to improve her position. She pulls it around. 15 seconds. What she got? She's going to go for a phonics monkey. She goes for the phonics monkey. Very impressive. She knew she was in. Nice. Well done, Lauren.
The flop over into the roll attempt, her rotation in that roll almost got her a Felix.
Almost got her in a Felix. That's right. We've not seen a Felix in this competition that I know of, but it looks to me like
Lauren Bird, 140 points, knocks Carly off. Now we know what finals is going to be. We don't know the exact order yet, but we've got Emily, Abby, Q, Lauren, and Liam in finals. We're going to move now into Q. Q currently sitting in third place spot, 206 point Q. 280 to get to second, 280.
there you go. These ladies are now in finals, so Q's goal is just to improve her position. Looks like she starts going for a split wheel into a front loop. Maybe split wheel, maybe definitely front loop, maybe even a link. All depends whether she scored that split wheel. Now she goes for the Space Godzilla. Keep it right side up. There we go. Spinning it around. Her parents are there somewhere getting photos. Looks like going for the right Space Godzilla again. Now going for the left. I'm going to venture to say no air on that and bubbled out the back. Q currently in third place. Can she move to second, beat Emily's 280? She's got a McNasty. She's got some other moves. She's going to need one of those. She goes for the McNasty. Can she get it? Here it is. Does it count? Was it straight? Is that a left Space Godzilla? We have two questionable moves in a row, and that is time. Two questionable moves in a row. If they score, she moves into second. If they don't, she doesn't.
Q right now, 206 points on the board. The score is showing 240, which would be 40 points shy of moving up. The judges are now going to figure this out. Do they need to go back and get her all of that? That maybe that Space Godzilla didn't have enough air. Maybe it did. Maybe it was huge. Let's see.
There were a number of moves that Q did that were very close. They were not ideal, but they were very close. I think they probably got scored by some, but maybe not all the judges for that 240-point ride.
All right, she's still in third place with 266 points. Q in third place, 266. This is going to bring us now to Miss Emily Jackson.
Emily Jackson in second. Can she beat 1100? Does she get air on the space? Number one. Move. Oh, there's definitely air, but she goes right out the back. Now the question is, what can she do with the rest of her time? She got most of her points in the last 10 seconds of her ride. Let's see what she's got. She's in the hole. And what's her first move going to be? She's going for another big loop. Huge Space Godzilla. Definitely air on that. That was a beautiful. Now she's going to go for the McNasty. Trying to get it backwards. Got a big smile on her face. And pulls it down. Go, go, go. Stays in the hole. Come on. Charges up. There you go. Now what she's got to do to phonics again. No, she's going to McNasty the other way. She better hurry. Here it is. Boom, phonics now. Nice. All right, that will not beat the 1,100-point ride we saw for Abby Holcomb.
It is going to improve her score, though. She's showing 380 right now. She's climbed up a little bit, widened that gap. Doesn't make any difference in the scheme of things. She'll be going to finals in the second place spot. Abby Holcomb will be going to finals in the first place spot. As we settle out now, 380 points. Abby is now going to take effectively a practice ride for finals as we move to finals this afternoon.
All right, we have one more ride. Abby had 1,100 points on her first ride. She has nothing to lose and nothing to gain but more bragging rights. This is 2 rides, 1 counts. Let's see what she does on this ride. Hopefully she'll let it all hang out and we'll see her try some tricks. Or maybe she's just going to keep practicing for her ride. She did the most epic entry 3 last time. And, okay, entry 1 that time. She not as good as, oh, she goes for the lunar orbit right away. Now she's going for a back loop. Yeah, that might be the first back loop we've seen in the ladies class.
Maybe a little bit of
that counted.
What's to come, huh?
Righty cartwheel. Yeah. She is mixing it up, folks. Now she's going to do a space to the left. I'm not really sure. I think she is just goofing off for us. Now she's going to do a tricky. Tricky woo. Beautiful. That's the first tricky woo we've seen in the... She's like, what do I do? Do a woo tricky or something. I'm going to do a bubble out the back. Yeah.
All right, she's going to call that off. We already know where she sits. It's not going to improve the score at all. So there are your results. Abby Holcomb, first place, 1,140 points. Emily Jackson, second place, 380 points. Q Wayne, third place, 266 points. Lauren Burden, fourth, 140 points. Liam Hardman in the last qualifying spot, going to finals in fifth place, 130 points. And Carly Thomas in sixth place, 50 points. Give it up for these women here today in the women's semifinal round. Finals will be coming up, but next will be the men's semifinal round here at the 2025 Freestyle Kayaking Championships Nationals.
To the 2025 Nantahala Outdoor Center Freestyle Kayaking National Championships.
We're about to get underway. We're about to get underway with the men's semifinals. My name is Mikhail Kowalczyk.
My name is Colin Glacken.
We're both juniors that have been competing here earlier today, and you're going to be your announcers for the men's semifinals.
Our heat list for today, we have 2 heats. Our first heat will be Carter, Nathan, Ari, Mason Smith, and then Aaron.
Dropping into the feature, we have Carter to start us off. Looking for an entry move, maybe an entry two, trying to keep that head dry. Looking in for some cartwheels. Setting back up on the back of the feature, looking for his next trick. Cartwheel to the right. Linking into the split wheel. This beautiful custom duck kayak. Looking for a big loop. That was a big trick. Let's give him a cheer. Unfortunately, catching a bubble there. Just gonna have to work hard to get back into the feature and score some more points. We're looking about 20 seconds back on the clock. That whistle means he has 15 more seconds. Looking for a space Godzilla. That trick does have to be aerial, so that might count for a cartwheel. Looking for it again. He might have gone in there. That's going to be it for Carter's first ride. In these semi-final rounds, the format is going to be 2 rides, 1 count. Carter's first ride came in at 200 points.
Looking towards the top of the eddy, our next competitor, Nathan, is getting ready for his first of 2 rides in these semifinal rounds. He's got the thumbs up from head judge Clay Wright, and he's dropping in from the top, looking to get those points right off the bat with the entry move. Going for that entry 1, staying retained in the feature. Going for that space, flushing out a little bit. Let's get him back up the eddy, everyone. Let's cheer him up.
Up, 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 up.
Taking his time to set it back up. Looking for that Space Godzilla again. Maybe not getting enough air, but we'll see what the judges say. Looking to go for that the other side. Not quite getting it. Flushing down again. He's still got plenty of time. About 35 seconds left on the clock.
He's paddling that beautiful blue and purple Piranha Electron on a deep rod. Looking for a float, not quite getting his feet down. Being a little bit rejected. He still has 20 seconds on the clock.
Getting back into the feature with that 15-second whistle. Looking for that McNasty. Not quite bringing it around, flushing out. Looks like he's going to call off that ride with 5 seconds left.
That ride is going to come down to 90 points.
Next up, we have Ari. Ari's at the top of the eddy right now. He's from Colorado. Just graduated college. He's happy to be here. He's been playboating a lot out in Salida, Colorado. Just got the thumbs up. He's ready to drop in. He's looking excited.
He's definitely a fan favorite. You can always catch him with a big smile. He's nodded his head. He's ready to throw down a big ride. Let's see what he's got for us. Huge entry too. That's definitely going to score. Setting up for his next string. Space Godzilla to the left. He wanted that space loop where he lands and goes immediately into the loop, but he did not quite get it. Let's see what his next trick's going to be. Aerial cartwheel. That air bonus is going to add to his score.
Pulled that McNasty out of an interesting backblast, but pulled it around very nicely. Looking for that McNasty the other way, maybe not bringing it over the top of the ride. He's got 10 seconds left. See if he can get a trick off right at the end. Going for that Phonics Monkey, not quite getting it. Just a few seconds left. That lunar orbit will be on the buzz, will be up to the judges to see if he pulled it off in time. Did some extra tricks there. That was a great first ride from Ari. We saw that lunar orbit, and that's the first one we've seen today.
Right face, left face, right vertical air, left down here.
The judges are still debating what score they're going to give him.
7 scores.
His score came in at 556.67. That's a score to be proud of. That's going to put Ari clear into the first place position as of now. Next up's Mason Smith.
Next up at the top of the Eddie, we have Mason Smith. We just saw his younger brother, Daniel Smith, competing in Pennsylvania. Got the thumbs up. He's ready to drop in. He's focused. Once again, going for that entry move. Another huge entry, too. Popping it up nicely, staying in that feature. Spinning it around, setting up his tricks. Looking to go for something big. Huge space Godzilla. Almost leaking that right into a loop. Getting the loop right afterwards anyways.
Mason is a super strong paddler. I've been competing alongside him ever since I was a youngin'. The mics go out.
Mason's paddling back up.
Hello.
Just flushed out of the Eddie, but it's okay. He's got time. He's got about 25 seconds left. We'll see. He's got plenty of time to pull off a few more tricks. Looking for that Phonics Monkey, bringing it up and over. We'll have to see if the judges think that was straight enough upstream.
15 seconds left on the clock. Linking a McNasty into some cartwheel ends. Split Tricky Woo. So close on that Tricky Woo. He has 5 seconds left on the clock. He's going to wave that ride off, save some energy for a second ride. Right now, the judges are showing 4:30. It is still subject to change.
And our next competitor, Aaron, is choosing to start from the bottom of the feature. You can see him down there in his black and white composite Rockstar 5. Aaron's also coming to us from Colorado. Great paddler out there, trains in Salina, Colorado.
Mason Smith's score came in at 430 points. That's going to put him into second place. Next up, we have Aaron. He's been around judging the junior men's all day. So if anyone knows how to score these tricks, it is Aaron. Starting up that huge front loop, looking for a McNasty. Getting a little tripped up on that shoulder there over on the left side. Let's cheer him up back into the feature. Surfing into a side surf. He's gonna look for that McNasty. There it is. Up, up, up. He's gonna wanna try that trick one more time. He has to land that trick in the feature for it to score. He was looking for a Phonics Monkey. Didn't quite get the loop out of it. Might have scored a pirouette there.
Still got a few seconds left. Plenty of time for one more trick on the buzzer. Well, it's that huge Space Godzilla to the right. Probably gonna get a huge bonus on that one. Backing it up right on the buzzer. Looking for that McNasty. Might have been a little bit too after the buzzer, but a great ride from Aaron. We know he can get more points.
Right now his score is showing 253.33. Yep, and it just locked in 253.33 points. That moves Aaron into third place.
We'll go back to the top of the lineup with Carter for this first heat of the senior men's.
I'm gonna go through the rankings right now. Currently in first place with 556.67 points, we have Ari. In second place, we have Mason Smith with 430 points. In third place, we have Aaron Kilroy with 253 points. And Carter Cohen with 200 points is in the fourth place spot. And right now, fifth place, we have Nathan Pauly with 90 points. Carter's next up. He's getting stoked. He's throwing a brown claw to the local crowd. He comes surfing into the feature. Big front loop. Unfortunately, catching his turn on the bubble. He's going to work hard back upstream to get back into the feature. Looking for again. He unfortunately didn't quite get that bow down. He's going to want to try that trick one more time. Carter's been a joy to spend time with this weekend and get to know. He is so fun to be next to in the eddy. He is always so stoked for kayaking. It's what you love to see. It's what the sport's all about. Looking for that right cartwheel, trying to link it into a split wheel. He just scored a loop with air. Looking for that Space Godzilla to the right. This ride's about to be over. Go, go, go. There was a good loop at the end, right after the buzzer. He's just showing off for the crowd now. Not going to improve his score. Right now it's showing 123 points, which will not improve his first ride score. It might be going down.
Hold up. Next up at the bottom of the eddy, we have Nathan. Nathan's currently sitting in fifth place. He's going to be looking to get a few more points on the board to secure a spot in the finals round later this afternoon.
Here at Nantahala Outdoor Center, this is the home of the 2013 Freestyle Kayaking World Championships. And we are back in 2025 for the U.S. National Championship. This is my first time here. This feature is super fun. This local community is so awesome. The weather is great. Skies are blue. You couldn't ask for much more. We're coming in with our next competitor. He's setting up, looking for that McNasty. He might score a spin out of that. We have Nathan Poley coming back into the feature. Looking for that McNasty again. Can he get the bow down? Up, up, up. Looking for a loop. Big loop. He definitely scored air under the boat there. Looking for the McNasty. Where's Space Godzilla? Looking for that Space Godzilla to the right. Looking for some cartwheels there on the shoulder. He has 15 seconds left on the clock. Let's see what he has for us. Looking for that left split wheel. Not quite getting the stern end down. He's looking for that cartwheel. And that's going to be it for Nathan's second ride.
Looks like Nathan's comes in with a score of 213 points.
Yeah, it's looking like he's close to 213. Once the judges submit there, it looks like they have submitted at 213 points.
Back at the top of the eddy, we have Ari. Ari is currently in the lead with a 556. We know he wants more points. We know he's capable of getting more points. Let's get excited to see what Ari can do in this last ride of the semifinal round.
Ari was just given the thumbs up from our head judge, Clay Wright. He's coming down into the feature. We are expecting a perfect entry too. There it is. Points on the board. Looking for that left Space Godzilla. As he landed, he just quite got the bubble there out the back. He's setting back up. Space Godzilla to the right. He's looking for that Phonics monkey. There it is. That's the lunar orbit he's been looking for. He just scored a Space Godzilla to the left. That is a front flip with a 90-degree twist. Looking for the tricky woo. He didn't quite get his stern back there. Is 3 more seconds on the clock. Let's even get one more trick.
There was a wonky in there. That scored part of it.
Right now, the score is showing 418 points. Let's see if the judges have anything more to talk about.
Right, lunar orbit. I liked it. It was less quick wheel than the fans off the
As of now, his first ride score is 556 points, so I'm not sure if it is going to improve. It's now showing 451 points. Our next paddler up is Mason Smith from Pennsylvania. I've been kayaking with him from a long time back when we were both juniors. It is so sweet to see how well he's been doing. He competed this last summer in the Freestyle Kayaking World Championship in Germany. Huge entry too. Looking for a Space Godzilla to the right, unfortunately flushing out the back.
These competitors get 1 minute for their ride, so it's plenty of time for them to work back up and get a lot of tricks off in this remaining 45 seconds. Getting that loop, bringing it over, that's what he was looking for. Plugging in again, trying to get that space, not quite getting it out of the water enough. He's going to be looking to repeat that one. Pulling it backwards, looking for that nasty, not quite being able to get that bow underneath him. Getting that pirouette. Taking his time to set up. You know he has plenty of time left. There's that 15-second whistle. Got a little bit of time to get his last tricks off. Let's cheer him up as he gets his last tricks. Huge McNasty right over the top. That was beautiful. Calling his ride off, unfortunately flushing out right at the buzzer.
The score is calculating up. Right now we're looking at around 338 points. His first ride score is 430 points, so we will have to see if this score jumps any higher to improve his score. We have the train going by behind us. This feature here is super tricky. His final score for his second ride came in at 383 points.
Aaron has the thumbs up for his second ride out of Colorado, rocking the Wu-Tang boat. We know he can get a lot of points. Huge aerial loop to start things off. It's going to be a good amount of points on the board. Straight into a McNasty, staying right in that pocket. Looking for the McNasty the other side, not liking his pass there. Flipping around. Catching a bit of a flush. Come on, everybody, let's cheer him back up this Eddie. He's got plenty of time.
He's coming up on the left side of the feature, surfing across that shoulder to the main part of the pile, surfing down the feature, looking for the Phonics monkey. That Phonics monkey, he does have to keep his stern during that pirouette around 45 degrees, so we'll see if he got it that high. He's looking for it again. His stern unfortunately caught the green water. He's tired. Looks like he's gonna wave that one off.
There's the end of buzzer too. Aaron's second ride.
I do believe he is going to increase his score. Right now we are looking at 306 points. It came in at around 310 points. That is going to improve his ride score. He's currently in 3rd place.
Back at the top of the eddy, we have our 2nd heat of senior men getting ready to compete. The heat list for this will go Eric Jackson, Spencer, Nick Troutman, Mason Hargrove, and then Dane Jackson. An explosive 2nd heat out here. We should see a lot of big tricks, long rides.
In this semifinals, all of these men out here are trying to make it to finals, and we are only taking 5 spots. So Ari Dennis right now is sitting with 556 points, which means he is the bubble contender. So these next 5 athletes have to score above 556 points in one of their 2 rides to safely be in the finals. This puts Ari into the bubble position, which is quite a scary position to be in. I would know because I was there earlier today in the junior men's class. He has to just watch and wait to see how these other 5 men do, to see if he'll get to compete later today. Next up, we have Eric Jackson. Eric Jackson, he is well known for linking up tons of cartwheels, tons of split wheels, beautiful phonics monkeys. Let's see what he has for us today. Looking for that McNasty to start it, unfortunately catching his stern. He just scored that phonics monkey to the right. That is a very technical trick. There's that McNasty with air that he's been looking for. That was fast, that was powerful.
Trying that loop, maybe not staying retained enough in the feature for it to score. Going for that Space Godzilla on the right, definitely scoring that. We need to see air under the boat for those to score on those Space Godzillas. Spinning around. He's got a few seconds left.
He's paddling that Apex rebound. It is his own company. He designed that kayak. He has the matching carbon boat with the Peak Paddle Sports dry deck. Scoring some cartwheels now, split wheels, trying to link them all together. Cartwheel right there at the end. We'll see if he got the first in down before the buzzer. He's signed to the crowd, he's happy.
Good ride from Eric Jackson. That'll probably be enough to put it into the final round.
Right now the score is showing 693 points, which would be safe for him into finals if it locks in.
Looking at the top of the eddy, we have Spencer Mortel. Spencer's from Telluride, Colorado. Goes to school out here in North Carolina. He's been out here training. He's excited. We can see some big tricks from him. Spencer's last year's junior national championship, national champion in Wausau, Wisconsin.
Eric Jackson's score locked in at 693 points. That is going to save him a spot in finals. He gets to compete later today. He is happy. Now we're looking back upstream for Spencer Mortel. We're going to see if he has anything to say about that score.
We know Spencer's plenty capable of scoring some high rides, dropping it from the top. Looking for that entry 3. That's a new one. Bring it right over the top. That's a very advanced entry move. Straight into that McNasty, getting things going. Keeping some good momentum throughout this ride so far. Looking for that McNasty the other way, right over the top. He's happy, working through his tricks. He knows he has plenty of time. He's taking his time to set up on the top of that feature. Looking for that phonics monkey, right over the top, staying in there, right on that river right edge.
As that wind is picking up, the leaves are falling through the sky. Throwing a huge loop there. This is going to be a really high-scoring ride as he continues to throw down some of the more technical tricks.
Still has plenty of time to get a few off. Huge left Space Godzilla. Plenty of air underneath that boat.
There's around 12 seconds left on the clock. That's plenty of time for some more tricks. Looking for that Space Godzilla. Up, up, up. It's time for one more trick. Looking for the tricky woo.
super close on that tricky. We're not quite bringing it around. That was an amazing ride from Spencer. I'm sure he's happy with that.
I was talking to Spencer earlier today. His big goal is to score 1,000 points. I don't think he's going to quite do it with this ride, but I know that he has the score, the tricks in his bag to get that big score. Right now we're showing 776 points. It is not quite locked in yet. Oh, it's going up, 830 points.
Left nasty air, right spin, left phonics air, front loop air, left space huge, right.
Spencer's in the eddy, upset he missed that tricky move. It's still an amazing ride for him.
That score, Spencer, just locked in at 830 points. That is a huge ride. You are safe in the finals, and you are currently in the first place position.
600.
Next up, we have Nicholas Troutman. He has the thumbs up from the judge. Sporting that beautiful red Dreamboat kayak. Looking in for an entry two. Looking for the McNasty. There it is. Plenty of air under the boat. Phonics monkey to the right. There might have been air under the boat there as well. It's up to the judges. There was a McNasty the other way. He landed a little bit on the shoulder. Looking for that beautiful space loop. That's a Space Godzilla linked directly into a loop. He's fighting to stay in the feature. He's fighting to get some more points on the board. That Phonics monkey was so quick, so snappy.
There's his 15-second buzzer. He's got time for one more trick. Looking for that lunar orbit, bringing it around very nicely in that pocket, getting some cartwheel ends. He's got 5 seconds left. Looking for that tricky woo. Oh, almost pulling it around. That'll be a great ride for Nick.
Already we're seeing a score of 1,150 points, and the judges still have time to talk about it. With the score we're seeing right now, that is enough to put him into finals and to put him into the first place position.
I thought it was broken.
His score is still moving around. We're looking at 1,250 points, still moving upwards.
Judges are making sure they got all of his points in, making sure his angles were there and all of his tricks.
His score just locked in at 1,263 points. Next up, we have Mason Hargrove. He is stoked. He dropped a huge ride yesterday. A lot of respect to Mason Hargrove. He has been coaching me and some other juniors around all weekend. He's gonna get his head into the game. He's looking for a huge score. He's just given the thumbs up from the judge. Dropping into the feature.
You can expect to see some big, snappy tricks out of Mason.
He is the definition of going huge, ladies and gentlemen.
Huge entry three, gonna get a lot of points. Straight into that space loop. He does those all the time, making it look good. Straight to the edge, floating right into an amazing lunar orbit to the left, popping out of his boat. Straight into a back loop.
Already in the first 10 seconds of his ride, we have seen some tricks that we have not seen yet today. Big Phonics monkey. Maintains the feature, just so much strength. Huge left Space Godzilla. Huge aerial McNasty.
Straight into another trick. Just catching that edge. Maybe not staying retained enough for him to score. He's got 10 seconds left. Plenty of time to do another trick. Looking for that lunar orbit to the right. Bringing it down very nicely. 2 seconds left. Looking for that 3-point loop is my guess. Not quite getting around, but that's an amazing first ride for Mason. It'll probably end up putting him into the first place position. Looks like his score is right around 1,300. Judges are still deciding on what points to give him.
You could look.
We saw Mason score a 1,700 point ride yesterday, so we know he has some huge scores in him.
So far in this second heat, each athlete has come through and laid down a bigger ride than the last. And we are going to have to see with our next competitor, Dane Jackson, whether or not he can improve his score. Mason Hargrove's final score came in at 1,330 points. And that puts him into first place. Currently, we have Mason Hargrove in first place with 1,330. Second place, Nicholas Troutman. And next up, Dane Jackson. Let's see if he can mess up this leaderboard. Entry 2, linking it into the McNasty. He's looking for that McNasty the other way. Big air, huge clean loop. Phonics monkey to the right. Phonics monkey to the left. He's just taking these tricks off. Space, Godzilla to the right there. Maybe a huge bonus. Coming back into the feature. Big Space Godzilla to the left. Looking for that lunar orbit. Paddling back into the feature. He has 15 seconds left on the clock. Tricky Woo. Linking it to some cartwheel ends, split wheel, lunar orbit. Looking for some more split wheel ends there. And that is it for his time.
Big first ride from Dane Jackson. Cole stayed in the feature for pretty much the entire time. It looks like it's around 1,700. We'll have to see what the judges say. It could go up. Looks like he got lots of huge bonuses on those tricks. The judges can give a huge bonus when they go extra big and the top 10% of the field gets that huge bonus. Also see these paddlers sticking up their paddle during some of these tricks, showing the judges that they're not using their paddle, and they can earn clean bonuses for that, which helps them tally up points.
So I ended up with a lot of stuff. It's really good. All judges are 55 points.
His score just came in at 1,826 points. That is going to put Dane Jackson into the first place spot. Right now, these top 5 athletes have secured their spots in finals, but they're going to now secure spots to see what order they go in. Right now, we have Dane Jackson in first, Mason Hargrove in second, Nick Troutman in third, Spencer Mortel in fourth, and Eric Jackson in fifth. Here comes Eric Jackson into the feature. He is going to want to improve on his last score of 693 points, looking for that Phonics monkey to the right. Phonics monkey to the left. Beautiful front loop with air.
Giving a smile to the judges as he works through this ride. Getting some cartwheels, linked straight into some split wheels. Just catching an unfortunate flush. She still has 25 seconds. Let's get him back up this eddy, everybody. Making his time. He still has 20 seconds as he enters the feature again. Going for that Space Godzilla to the right. There's his 15-second buzzer. He's got time for a few more tricks. Space Godzilla the other way to the left. Spinning it around, looking for the Woo Tricky. Maybe not getting it. That's the first time we've seen a Woo Tricky yet in this competition.
He's smiling. He's looking at the judges. Let's give Eric Jackson a cheer, everyone. That is it for his rides in the semifinals. We will get to see more from Eric Jackson later today in finals.
I went right nasty air, left phonics, front loop there, huge, right
The judges are still tallying up his score, but as of now, it does look like he will improve his score. We're looking at around 720 points.
Not maybe, yes.
His score came in at 720 points. That is going to secure his spot in 5th place.
We'll look right back at the top at Spencer Mortel. He had an 830-point ride last time. We know he's happy with it. He knows he can get more points. We know he can get more points. Giving a big smile to the judges.
Spencer,
This ride.
Spencer desperately wants to score 1,000 points. Let's cheer him on. Huge entry 3. Looking straight into the McNasty, popping it over the top. There is a lot of power and strength going through that boat when you're forcing a trick like that. McNasty the other way, there was 100% air under the boat, maybe even a huge bonus.
Looking for that phonics monkey to the left. Bring it up and over nicely. Just catching that shoulder, but staying in the feature. Does a nice job of that. Looking for that again, making sure he scores it, making sure the judges know that he can do it. We'll reset on the top of the phone box. He's still got 20 seconds. Looking for that Space Godzilla to the left. Resetting on the shoulder. Looking up at his time.
10 seconds left on the clock. He is going to try to get as many tricks as he can. Split wheel, link to the right cartwheel. He got more than 3 cartwheel ends on that right side, so he may add a huge bonus.
That does it for Spencer's last ride of the semifinal rounds. Don't know if that's going to top his first ride score of 830 points. It's going to be close. But either way, he's into our finals round, and we'll see him paddling later today. Looks like it's right around 750 points. We'll see what the judges say.
If you guys are just joining us today, we are finishing up the second heat of the men's semifinals here at Nantahala Outdoor Center for the 2025 Freestyle Kayaking National Championships. Spencer Mortel's score just came in at 826 points. That is super close to his first ride score. It is really impressive to see athletes be that close together on both rides.
You know Spencer has that 1,000-point ride that he wants in it. We'll be excited to see him in the finals round later today.
Next up, we have Nicholas Troutman. His first ride score was 1,263 points. He knows he can beat that, and he is going to do his best to do so soon. He is going to have to beat a 1,330 to move into second place and a 1,826 to move into first place. He has the thumbs up from our head judge, Clay Wright, as he drops into the feature, looking for this entry 2. There it is. Looking for that McNasty to the right, straight into that phonics monkey. Both of those loops having air. Left phonics there, setting up for his next trick, plugging Space Godzilla right into the loop. That is a space loop. That is such a beautiful trick. High scoring. Looking for the McNasty. Forced it down. Setting him off that right shoulder. Space Godzilla to the left, looking for the lunar. He may have been a little bit too far to the left there.
He's got 15 seconds left. Plenty of time to get into the feature and get one more trick. He's tired, but he's going to do one last trick to end off this semifinals round. Looking for that lunar to the right, sticking it very nicely. See if he can get some cartwheel ends to end this off. Looking for that cheeky woo. Might have come off just after the buzzer, but we'll have to see what the judges say. have 2 more rides left in the semifinals round to see who will be going to the finals round and what scores we can expect in that round.
The one he flushed on, I didn't give because I thought he was too far back in the mile.
His score is still calculating. It is around 940 points, which is not going to improve his first score ride, but that is 100% a ride to be proud of.
Guys are taking their time to figure out exactly how many points he got, figure out if he flushed on some of his tricks or if he
Add a huge to his entry too. I don't want to shame the entry too. They're going to be a huge entry too.
All right, you guys ready? Submit if you are.
His score just calculated out to be 953 points. That is a really big ride. We're coming back up to the top. We have Mason Hargrove. Yesterday, he scored a 1,700 point ride. He is going to try to improve on his first ride score of 1,330 points. He needs 1,826 points to bump himself into the first place position. He has the thumbs up. He's coming down to the feature. We're about to see some huge, snappy tricks. Let's give him a cheer. Huge entry 3. Huge Space Godzilla to the right, linking it into some split wheels, into some cartwheels. Wow, those are so many ends. Forcing that phonics monkey, that was beautiful, textbook.
straight around into a phonics Space Godzilla to the left, looking for that spaceship, not catching the bow though. He's moving through this fast. He's got plenty of time left. Getting that lunar over to the right, looking to link it right into a back loop. Pulling the back loop straight around into a beautiful McNasty right over the top. Another phonics monkey going huge back in that foam pile, staying in the feature, making sure he scores it. Looking for those split wheels. He's got a few seconds left. Going for that lunar the other way, sticking it nicely.
Up, up. There's maybe time for one more trick. I think that was initiated before the buzzer. Unfortunately, did not quite get that stern down for the tricky woo. That was a big ride. He was flying so high.
I don't like the super shank backflip. That was book stuff for me. He's missed it for so many years in a row that I thought it started over the top and then he turned.
Great second ride for Mason. Looking like it's around 1,300 points right now. We'll see what the judges say. I'm guessing it's going to go up. That was an amazing ride for Mason.
Isn't that weird? Don't give it if you don't see it. Absolutely. I'm definitely not saying you have to give that. I'm like, I've got a line that he usually misses, and I thought he barely passed. If you don't like it, don't give it. I think it's
We're out here at Nantahala Outdoor Center. We have one more athlete here to close off our men's semifinals. After Dane's ride, we are going to have a 30-minute break, and then we are going to go into the junior women's and the junior men's finals. So make sure to stay around for that. Mason Hargrove's score just came in at 1,331 points. That improved his first ride score by a mere 1 point. Next up, we have Dane Jackson coming into the feature. He is currently in first place, so he is just going to get some extra training before finals later today. Looking for that McNasty, not quite getting it. He's going to have to find his flow again. He's just having fun out there, looking for that McNasty. Not quite what he was looking for. He is going to go back in there again. Space Godzilla to the right, linking it into a clean right cartwheel. We haven't seen much of those. That clean bonus is when you keep the paddle out of the water. Holy huge McNasty.
Some of the biggest tricks we've seen all day, out of Dane. He's having fun in his practice lap. There's that 15-second buzzer. Going for another huge McNasty, just like we saw before. He's got time for one more trick before this ride's up. Plugging it in for that back loop. Doing a fun loop out the back of the feature, having fun.
Send it. That ride is not going to improve his first ride score, but that's okay because he is already safely in first place.
I read it. In a 30-minute lunch break, you can paddle, but as soon as we yell clear the hole, clear the hole.
We have a 30-minute lunch break. You are allowed to kayak in the feature, but when we ask you to clear the feature, please do. I am going to go through our top 10 from our semifinals. Starting in 10th place, we have Carter with 200 points. In 9th place, Nathan with 213 points. In 8th place, we have Aaron with 310 points. In 7th place, Mason Smith, 430 points. In 6th place, just unfortunately missing the cut to finals, we have Ari with 556 points. And making the cut to finals, we have Eric Jackson with 720 points in 5th place. In 4th place, we have Spencer Mortel, 830 points. In 3rd place, we have Nicholas Troutman, 1,263 points. In 2nd place, Mason Hargrove, 1,331 points. And bringing in the top spot, Dane Jackson, 1,826 points.
Make sure to stick around. After this 30-minute lunch break, we'll have lots more kayaking for everybody as we move into the final rounds of our competition.
That's right, and we're going to bring to you these next heats. The men's heat will, of course, be Eric Jackson, Spencer Mortel, Nick Troutman, Mason Hargrove, and Dane Jackson. For the remaining heats, we're going to go through those right now. We're going to kick it off with the junior women. Get this loaded up for you guys. The junior women will be Anna Monson, Colin Greens, Chloe Spears, Mary Claire Hargrove, and McKinley Kate Hargrove. That will be your junior women's heat. We're going to roll next into the junior men, which I don't believe is built properly because we have the Ghost Rider that should be in there with Mateo, so I'll bring you back for the junior men later. Women's kayak will be Liam Hardman, Lauren Bird, Q Wang, Emily Jackson, and Abby Holcomb. And then, of course, I just read to you your men's finals there. 30 minutes. So we are going to convene roughly at 12:45 Eastern Daylight Time.